From Chicago streets to the courts beat, Sal Scott Dan on the podcast seat. Bulls breaking news, talking stats and views. Every player, every play, we never lose. Horns over hoops, where the Bulls troop. From game analysis to fan scoop.
What is good, Horniak Nation and Bulls fans worldwide, and welcome back to another exciting edition of the Horns Over Hoops podcast, featuring your hosts, Sal Bass, Dan Gracie, and the coach himself, Scotty B. Coach is rocking a logoless quarter zip today, and still no visor. Still no visor. Still no hat, no visor, nothing. No playbook. What kind of coach are you? Billy Donovan's a better coach than you.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I think you're not allowed to wear a hat in college, so
You're not?
coaching like basketball, I don't think you're allowed to wear a hat.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I always viewed you as more like a college football coach. No. I'm thinking, you ever see that movie that, what's his name, Kevin James was in when he was the coach of like the football team? I always pictured that was your attire.
The last Kevin James movie I saw was Good Luck, or no, I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry.
Geez, you got to update your Kevin James library. That's been a few since then.
He hasn't been funny lately, in my mind. Sorry, Kevin.
Gentlemen, how we doing? I know this is late. How are we doing? I'm actually in a good mood. You know,
I'm doing pretty good.
yeah,
Doing pretty
good. Very nice. Scotty B, how you doing?
Fine. Yeah, fine.
Just fine.
That's going to be our next t-shirt is fine.
I'm fine.
Scott, everything, like, he doesn't say it's okay. He says it's fine. It's fine. Gentlemen, we've had quite a productive couple weeks since our last episode. Of course, we've passed the trade deadline. The trade deadline has come and went. We did do a live about that, which if you haven't checked it out, it is up on YouTube right now. So head on over, check it out, and watch us break down the trades. Seeing as though we already broke down the trades, we're going to dive into a little bit of just a quick who we got, who we lost. We're going to really break down the new look Bulls. Because it's not all bad. I'm one of those fans that I looked at the brighter side of the trade, and I can see why people are upset, but I'm not that upset as people on Twitter is. We'll go into the Bulls have played a few games, so we'll dissect a little bit of how they done. We'll predict the Brooklyn Nets game for tomorrow night or for Monday, and then we'll play a little Scottagories because Scotty B was too busy shopping for a visor and frosted tips to pull off the coach look, so he asked me if I could please do the Scottagories. Oh, you know frosted tips? You don't remember frosted tips?
I remember Frosted Tips. I mean, Frosted Tips aren't back, but I think highlights are making a comeback. And
Yeah.
it just confuses me. Why? Out of all the things that are 90s, why?
Speaking of 90s, you remember when it was like popular to wear your visor upside down, backwards, spike your hair with the frosted tips?
I mean, I never did that, but I remember that being a thing. I mean, Scotty Too Hottie from WWE back in the day, Too Cool.
You also
That was
have
his look.
blonde hair. How does a blonde person frost their tips?
We would get low lights. Blonde people got low lights back in the day. I never did.
No.
But
I got highlights once.
It's great
Yeah.
because
I remember
for those
that.
of you who don't know Dan Gracie in high school used to have jet black hair. He went through a whole Ramones phase.
It was my emo phase. It was my emo phase. I was part of this.
hysterical.
I was trying so hard to be part of the scene.
Anyway, I could go on and on about hair.
Trapped in my own emotions.
Fortunately, we got a show to do. So, gentlemen, I like to start the show off the same way I start every single show, and that's with a little game of Tuesday Trivia. Today's Tuesday Trivia was inspired by the NBA trade deadline that just came and went because we had a player, Ousmane Dieng, who was traded 3 times, 1, 2, 3, in a 24-hour period. So today's Tuesday Trivia, inspired by that, is I wanted to know which NBA player holds the record for most amount of trade, or which team in NBA history. Let's backtrack that. Which player has been traded the most times in NBA history? Not at the trade deadline, just total. His entire career, which player has been traded the most amount of times?
Dennis Schroeder.
That is incorrect.
Really? He's been
is
traded to
incorrect.
basically every team.
I'm gonna
There's somebody else.
say Luke Ridnour.
That is also incorrect.
Luke Ridnour was traded a lot.
He was traded a lot. He actually holds the record. Well, he was the original holder of the most amount of trades at the trade deadline, which they basically qualify as trades within a 24-hour period. He's the same as Ousmane Dieng. He was traded 3 times in a 24-hour period. It was like that time where we're like, man, the guy didn't even get a chance to unpack his bags, and he's already moving cities. But the actual answer to this is Trevor Ariza. So
Wizards legend.
From 2004 to 2022.
Wizards legend?
Yeah, he was playing for the Wizards.
I believe it.
So from the 04 to 22 NBA career, Trevor Ariza holds the NBA record from being dealt 10 times in his career. Known as the journeyman Ariza, he's played for 10 different teams with the high volume of trades occurring later in his career. I know you guys did say that Dennis Schroeder and Luke Ridnour, where they did play for a lot of teams, a lot of those movements were also related to signings and free agency more than just trading. Trevor Ariza was actually traded 10 times, which is wild.
That's insane because, like, Ariza, he's a serviceable player, too, throughout his career, you know?
Yeah.
So
he was a quality player. I
yeah.
Definitely. Lakers legend, Trevor Ariza. I get him confused with Al Farouk Amino all the time. I don't know why. I think it's because of 2K.
I don't know why either. Maybe.
But, gentlemen, the trade deadline has came and went. We have some new faces. We have a lot of new faces.
A lot.
We lost some good players. We've gained some good players. Just going to quickly break down because I don't want to, we don't want to sit here and say he got traded for this, he got traded this. So key departures, the Bulls obviously lost Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, Javon Carter, Dalen Terry, Julian Phillips, and I feel like I'm missing somebody.
Vooch.
On Vooch, of course.
And
there you go.
Did you say Kevin? We lost Kevin Herter.
Kevin Herter.
And
Dario Saric, Bulls legend for 36 hours.
Whoa, Michael Conley.
Traded away my pride.
On Michael Conley. Yeah. There you go. I forgot. The Bulls did acquire Jaden Ivey, Guerschon Yabusele, Anfernee Simons, Colin Sexton, Leonard Miller, Rob Dillingham, and I feel like I'm missing somebody else here.
Nick Richards.
You said Ivey.
Nick Richards. Thank you. I'm trying to look at the roster here. So completely different team.
We also picked up Flowers.
We had Flowers.
We must have just signed him.
He was on our two-way. So gentlemen, completely different team, and a lot of people on Twitter are pissed about this trade deadline, and I don't understand why. I know why. I'll get to that in a little bit. I just want to get your guys' take first. Who has been your favorite acquisition and why? We'll get into that. And then, well, actually, before we get into that, how about this? Give me your overall letter grade. You don't have to break into like, I give him a B because blah, 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 blah. Just give me your overall letter grade and then your favorite acquisition. How about that? So whenever you're ready, go ahead and give me your letter grade and who your favorite acquisition has been.
Yeah. So now since the dust has settled a bit on the deadline and everything, I gave it a B. I think I said B plus during the live.
You said
Did
B
I say
minus.
B minus? Okay, I wasn't sure. I know I was in the B range.
So.
I'm gonna say like B minus to like a solid C. Now that the dust has settled, like I see all the online hate and everything, and I fully understand it and get it, and agree with it to a certain degree. Like AK did wait too long to start this rebuild. When we start losing, it's a little late in the season to start that. But I like the players that we do have. Like I never liked Colin Sexton till last night.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they call him Young Bull. I think it's a perfect fit for this team. I think he might even get an extension if he keeps playing this way. Yabs. Yabba dabba doo.
Haha. Yeah, boo boo.
I didn't know anything about him when we got him, but my God, like I feel like he's just fits Billy's idea of what his version of a center should be. So,
yeah.
The biggest disappointment so far.
Andy looks like a mini Ben
He really
Wallace.
does. But So far for me, I know it's only been like 2 games and everything, but the biggest disappointment so far is actually Ivey. It might be just because last game he was just atrocious. But yeah, I'm not liking Ivey, the acquisition of Ivey so far. But again, it's only been 2 games, so grain of salt.
Respect. Scotty B, letter grade, favorite acquisition, and who you weren't too excited for. I know your answer, but tell everybody at home.
I'm sticking with a B. Like, this team isn't that much different than it was. And guess what? We're not bitching about Kobe ruining the offense. We're not complaining about Vooch not trying on defense. Like, this team actually tries. I wish Yab was taller. We don't need a center. The fact that Modest took the tip off yesterday is wild to me. But Colin Sexton, I think it's our best pickup. I'm very interested to see what happens when Giddy comes back, about who goes to the bench. And I think it's Ivey because he tries too hard. He's getting a little too reckless. He was like, at one point yesterday, he was like trying to tell people where to go and then just chuck the ball.
Oh my God. I was yelling at the TV.
That sidearm pass.
Like, what the heck are you doing? But I like most of the moves. I felt Richards, it took him a bit to get into the game and he looked outmatched most of the game, but he can score and he can play he can get boards. But I don't know. Our team really hasn't changed that much. We basically swapped the players we had, older players that we had, for younger versions.
You're talking more, not so much faces. You're talking about play styles.
Yeah, it's like,
because obviously with 6 new players, the team is different. You're talking more play styles.
Yeah, Anfernee Simons is Kobe White. They're the same player. They're basically the same player.
Simons is more controlled than Kobe, I think.
Yeah, he's not turning the ball over as much, but he still chucks up dumb threes constantly.
Yes.
But he doesn't drive as much. Ivey, he's basically Kobe, or he's basically Ayo, but less controlled. Like, they have very similar play styles. Because when he drives, he's disgusting. Like, Ivey just needs to figure it out, and I think he will. And I think when Giddy comes back, he will be the one that goes to the bench.
Yeah. And honestly, like we were talking about Herter last year, we had a problem with Herter last year, and it was just because it was just a fresh trade. We didn't get enough time.
Let him get his groove
to develop and play to get that chemistry going. So I have high hopes for Ivey. Who's been your least favorite?
It's Rob Dillingham. If Rob Dillingham does not shoot the ball, fantastic player. He will set everybody up. Do not shoot the ball. You're an idiot. Every shot he takes, he like drives into 3 people and then just chucks it sideways or like jumps sideways and misses. He did hit a couple shots yesterday, like wide open threes and things like that. But God, he does not know how to drive. He just takes the worst shots possible. But I can tell you that man can feed people. So if he just don't ever shoot the ball unless you have a wide open jumper, I'm fine with you. But just, my God, some of those shots yesterday were terrible.
It's this thing that's as expected. Rob Dillingham going into his second year here. I mean, obviously playing for his second team, so it takes players a minute to figure it out when they're a rookie, and now let alone be a rookie, finish a year with one team, get traded. So finding your groove is going to take a while. And I was all ready for this. I told Dan before the recording even started, because for whatever reason, Scotty B was an avid Rob Dillingham. He wasn't too high on him.
He's a hater.
And I think it's mainly because mainly because we traded Ayo.
No, it's because he's not a good player. He's statistically one of the worst players in the league. And you saw his shot selection yesterday.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was, you can't tell me those were good shots.
So if you would have traded, we'll just say another player that you disliked, if we would have traded Dalen Cherry for Rob Dillingham, would it have been a good trade? Would you have still disliked Dillingham?
Yeah, but I would have said that was a good trade because Dalen Terry's terrible. The fact that the Pelicans cut him proved that he wasn't an NBA player.
Yeah, I mean, he had moments where he held his own, but I can see where, he was mainly just the salary guy. So it's funny you mentioned Rob Dillingham, because I know that, we traded. Did you know that of the players yesterday who played, Rob Dillingham. Okay, let me rephrase that. The players who played over 5 minutes yesterday, Rob Dillingham had the best plus minus at not very, I mean, it's +9, but like Jaden Ivey, -27, Isaac Okoro, -14, Modest Buzelis, -19, Nick Richards, -13.
There, Coro.
Weirdly enough, Patrick Williams only had a -2. He only had a -2 plus minus. So I know why you don't. Here's the thing. Rob Dillingham has got to be one of the probably the most targeted player on this team right now. And it's just me playing devil's advocate. And I know why. It's because now whenever people look at Rob Dillingham, they look at him and they see we traded away the great Chicago Ayo Dosunmu, and this is who we got in return, just Rob Dillingham. And let me tell you something. This is going to piss a lot of people off, but I think I'd like to take a moment to say, for everyone who's upset at the Ayo Dosunmu trade, I see where you're coming from. But at the same time, I'm happy that that trade went through. Now, before you unsubscribe and hang me out to dry here, I just want to say you're looking at 3 people who know what it's like to work a dead-end job and not go anywhere in life. Ayo Dosunmu was way too
What do you mean? I'm not working a dead-end job going nowhere.
Used to, who have held dead-end jobs, okay? Ayo Dosunmu was way too great of a player to be on a team where he's the 6th man of a mediocre team repeatedly. Ayo Dosunmu now has the opportunity to go and play for a championship in Minnesota alongside one of the best shooting guards in the league, point guard, shooting guard, whatever you want to call him, in Anfernee Edwards. So I could see where Bulls fans would be upset because Ayo Dosunmu more or less was our mini Derrick Rose, from Chicago, high school in Chicago, U of I, drafted in the Bulls, and just an overall great person to be with. But at the same time, me as a Bulls fan, it's kind of like Alex Caruso last year. We weren't doing anything with him. We're not winning championships. The Bulls are not anywhere near a championship. Minnesota is. Let that man go have a successful career and have a chance to win a championship. That man was not winning a championship in Chicago. Everyone's goal, the second that they set foot in the league, is to win a championship. He wasn't doing that in Chicago. It's a shame that we failed him. I will say I'm upset that our organization failed him. But I'm not upset at this trade because this man is now moving on to bigger and better things. I have more respect that he's going to a contender than if we would have just traded him to some bum team. You know what I mean?
Like we
Same
did with
Vucevic.
Kobe. We traded Kobe to some bum ass.
Well,
team.
Kobe, I can see why, because he actually
You
went
call
to his hometown team.
The Hornets are
Well,
not a
that-
bum-ass team. That team is getting good.
Well,
the
they're
Hornets
yeah,
are
no,
getting
they're
good.
getting, but the reputation of
Yeah.
the Charlotte Hornets is
Yeah.
they're a non-serious team.
Like even with Vucevic, as much as everyone complained about Vucevic, he goes to a contender now. I mean, I love that a lot of our trades, we traded the players to better teams. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I don't mean to sidetrack you or anything, but I was literally thinking about that. Yesterday? How like it was nice that we sent Vooch over to Boston to go compete. Same with Ayo. So what does this? So how does the front office truly feel about DeMar and Zach since they're rotting away in Sacramento?
Well, I'm a firm believer. It's like they kind of, I don't want to say they kind of made their own beds, but like the Zach thing, that was more or less who wants them and what are you going to give me?
Yeah, Zach, I understood,
know?
but like DeMar, I mainly just feel bad for DeMar in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah. No, respect.
He's better than that.
But like that's the thing. Like we're all, Twitter is blowing up. I'm going to say this. If the Bulls made every single trade they did, but held on to Ayo Dosunmu, I guarantee you that everyone would have loved these trades. But because we traded our hometown hero, our fan favorite in Ayo Dosunmu, everyone is going nuts online. And are they bad trades? Sure, I'll give you.
Okay.
The fact that we have now 13 second-round picks because we lost one of the second-round picks because it was discovered Kobe White has a calf injury. The fact that it's a little head-scratching to me. I know that you said on the live, Scott, that second-round picks are now like good because of the CBA and what have you. I do respect that. But I also believe that outside of Ayo Dosunmu, who on this team was worth a first-round pick? they're all expiring contracts. This was a very financially driven trade deadline. Every single person who is eligible for a contract next year gets traded.
Yeah.
What do you got, Scott?
And think that second round pick can turn into an Ayo Dosunmu.
Exactly.
No, it's you never know what you're going to get in the second rounds.
Especially
you're
if
going to get a
high second round picks. If there's high
gonna
second
get-
round picks,
older players too that have been in college for a while that have learned how to play. Like you go for a kid that's 22, 23. Who cares? You don't need to worry about like a 19-year-old kid in the second round. You can just kind of go for someone. Or you can get Bronny James and then make the Lakers $50 million.
there you
That's
go.
not happening. Well, that's the stigma is like everyone, we're doing this thing where we want young players. We always want young players. Well, man, eventually you have to do something with these players. You can't just get young players, wait for them to be, X amount of age and then just swap them out for new young players. At some point, you got to do some sort of a push. And I feel like that's what AK was trying to allude in his press conference is, he didn't want to say rebuild because he even said during the interview, I won't use the term rebuild. But let's face it, that's exactly what we're
a rebuild.
This is a rebuild. It's a rebuild. But I'll say this, what's wild is I like this team. I like this new team. I give this trade, I'll give it a C just because I feel like this trade deadline, we said it on the live, it was geared towards getting a bigger name. Like I feel like all the pieces were set up to get a better name and then we just struck out. But even though we struck out, I still love the players we got. Anfernee Simons has been one of my favorite players since he got in the league, and he's stepping up. That shot is smooth. Jaden Ivey, without his injury, he has a potential to be an all-star in this league. He's a very talented shooting guard. Colin Sexton is a very smart defensive-minded guard that is going to go great with Josh Giddey once he gets back. Yabusele for Dalen Terry was a steal. Yabusele is insane on the boards. Great stroke from the outside and is just a body. And yeah, he looks like a mini Ben Wallace. Nick Richards, we finally have somebody who's over 6'10" on the team. Who am I missing? Rob Dillingham, just a good young guard. I mean, what that shows me is that they're ready for the next guard. They have the next man up, and give that guy time to develop. He can hold his own when Trey Jones, Josh Giddey, and all those others are on the court or on the bench. Like, we made great trades, but because we traded Ayo Dosunmu, everyone is up in arms. Do we have a direction, though? Here's my question to you guys. Do we finally have a direction of where we're building around?
Yeah, we're building around Giddey and Bruzelis. Like, that seems to be the plan now. Will it pan out? Who really knows?
Scott, who do you think that we're building around? And I mean that in a sense of, like, where do we go from here? Where do you think do we know where we go from here? We have 13 second rounders. Where do we go from here?
I don't know if we have a plan.
Yeah,
I see those second rounders as we're going to do some sign and trades this offseason, or if not this offseason, next offseason, and move on from a lot of those picks. But I'm guessing you're building around Giddey and Bruzelis, and you're probably bringing back, you're going to let most of those players that we picked up are expiring contracts this year. I would think you try to bring back at least a couple of them, but I feel like a lot of them are going to be gone. And so I don't really know exactly what the plan is. I do love the fact that we didn't try to move our first round pick because this is a year to keep it. And this isn't a contending team. This isn't even a play-in team. Like, this is a fun team to watch because it's new. And I was watching yesterday and I was like, I'm not sure who's any of these. Who is this guy? I just see their numbers. Like, who is this?
Yeah.
So I guess there's a plan, but it really hasn't been explained. And I forgot who the reporter was. And this is the second time that it's been asked. It got asked last year. Is why should the Bulls fan trust? Someone asked AK, why should the Bulls fan trust you to do this rebuild? You've done it twice and failed. There was no answer. So the plan should be get a new front office if we're going for a rebuild, because it's clearly hasn't worked twice.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was going to be my next question. And again, I hate to harp so much on a deadline that's passed, is with the Bulls front office now shifting the direction and acquiring newer players do you feel that Billy is on his way out? Do you feel that? Because I don't see the front office going anywhere. As much as people want to say fire Garpax or fire AK rather, this wasn't like a Nico Harrison style trade where the fans are just going to want heads to roll. I mean, I don't think Jerry really cares that the fans are pissed that Ayo got traded. Because I mean, as you know, we were pissed when they traded Derek. You know what I mean?
I mean, we get pissed every deadline because it's either that we're not making moves or we're not making the moves that the fans want. So we get pissed every single year around this time. I doubt Jerry cares that the fans are saying fire Acme or sell the team because we do this. We've been doing this since the Garpax era. So to them, it's probably just normal.
It's more background noise.
Yeah. So I think we should get a front office or a new front office and everything. I'm on that boat, but I also am grounded in reality and know that's not going to happen.
What about a new coach? You feel as the new coach is on the horizon?
I don't know because I think I mentioned it on the live that Billy did re-sign, the entire front office re-signed multi-year contracts last July. So I don't really think that this front office is going to go anywhere, and it's not really like a Bulls move to fire a coach while they have money left on their contract.
Well, I'm pulling up Billy Donovan's salary right now. He's obviously making over $6 million annually, and he signed a 4-year, $24 million salary in September, and then he signed an extension in 2025.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how much is left on his salary, but I mean, either way, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think that they straight up fire him. And first off, let me say, I will never advocate for a coach or somebody getting fired and losing their job. I think that speaks terrible for people's character to say fire somebody. Like, these are people that earn a living as well. Like, I wouldn't want somebody saying fire me,
I think some people should get fired from their jobs just because they're not good at it.
Rightfully so, but that's not up to me to determine for him to be fired. So I just think now, do I feel as though that they're shifting more towards a change in direction? I think so. I'm not going to say I want Billy to get fired. Do I think that they need to take a step back and look at a different option? It wouldn't hurt, but Scotty B, what do you think about coaching change?
Well, first, we're not going to get a new front office change because if you remember, the only reason we got a front office change this first time is because Paxton stepped down and then they tried to talk him out of stepping down. And then they gave him that advisory president role. Literally the only reason. We got embarrassed on national TV of fans telling them to fire Garpax during the All-Star game. Like, it was an embarrassment. And they started chanting sell the team. And nothing changed just because John Paxton understood, hey, we're not the right people for the job. And then they hired someone else that is also not the right person for the job. So nothing's going to change. I think Billy will be, if he leaves, it's because he wants to leave. They're not going to let him go. If he doesn't want to be part of this rebuild, that's the reason he's gone. It's not going to be they're going to fire him. He's going to resign.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no change happening. And again, I don't trust this ownership group. If they do get rid of AK, they're going to do the same thing, get another yes man that listens to the owners more than actually looking at what needs to be done. There's a reason why free agents don't come here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, big name free agents don't sign here. The biggest name free agent that signed here, Carlos Boozer, I guess.
Pau Gasol.
Well, oh yeah, I guess, but it's like Dwayne Wade came here.
Rondo.
But how many years ago was that?
Yeah, exactly.
But he means like in their
prime.
The rise of their career.
Yeah,
these are all players that I don't want to say Boozer, but like even Pau Gasol came on the decline of his career.
Yeah.
Yeah. Melo wanted to come here, and then he talked to the players about management, and they told him it's terrible. It's like, there's a reason why we don't get big name players. There's a reason why we don't trade for big name players too. Well, that's the only way we can get people is we trade for them. But it's because management and ownership isn't good. And you look at the White Sox, same thing. Sorry. The Reinsdorf
Weirdly.
needs to just leave Chicago, both of them.
Well, they did sell the White Sox.
Yeah.
When does that officially take place?
It's going to be,
29?
it's going to be, they got sold to the Suns owners, who
Yeah.
also kind of sketchy people, but they actually want to throw money at a team and win. But
Well, that's the problem with the ownership is top
If-
to bottom. This organization is not run fairly. I think it's because we had so much success in the 90s that they're just expecting that this is an easy money shoot. Like we don't have to do anything and we can sit back and rake the money in. And where that may be true, eventually Jerry Reinsdorf needs to understand that the allure of the Jordan era is starting to fade away.
Well,
It's not
that's
just
Kids
why
nowadays,
it's Michael. Michael's running the team, and he's not good. He doesn't know basketball, and he has too much of a say.
Well, there's truth in what Sal was saying about riding the coattails of the
Well, yeah.
Jordan era. That's why right now they're riding the coattails of the D-Rose era.
Mhm.
I will say the same thing about the White Sox. The worst thing that ever happened to them was winning World Series, because they won the World Series by trading for a bunch of players, and then they refused to develop anybody and just kept trading young players for veterans.
Yeah.
And then they were terrible.
Yeah.
So its ownership is not good. So
Well, in the form of like our Michael or Jerry, whoever, Jericho, whatever they want to call themselves. There's the thing, like
Mary.
nowadays, kids, like it's very rare. Like when we were in our 20s and we were talking basketball, it was very common to see like players say Michael Jordan. Now kids nowadays they're not inspired by Michael Jordan. They're more LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Durant. So we're seeing the
Stephen Curry.
Yeah, we're
the
seeing the
biggest
allure
NBA
of the 90s Chicago Bulls going to the wayside. Like nobody, I don't want to say nobody cares, but there's very limited enthusiasm to come to Chicago because Michael Jordan played here. Because before it was, I'm going to play in the same building that the greatest person to ever touch a basketball is playing in. Now it's just, oh yeah, Michael Jordan played there. And I don't want to completely downplay it.
Well, like Hoopers will forever know who Michael Jordan is and everything.
Correct.
But like
Correct.
the NBA fans and everything, Michael Jordan, I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan's now more known for the crying meme than what he actually did with the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, I mean, like it's a completely shift in direction, and that's what the ownership needs to realize is you can only milk a cow so much before you milk it dry. Eventually, you're gonna have to switch things up, and I think the Bulls organization is starting to see that right now because we're at a dead end. We're at this constant get players, develop them, we make the play in, we get eliminated, we rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
Insert crappy draft pick, subpar draft pick in there. And eventually Chicago fans are just going to get to a point where they're like, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to support this team. I don't want to go to the games, but it's going to take time. I guess it's going to take time. In the meantime, this is not a bad team to watch. This is a fun team to
really
watch.
fun.
I've seen more positivity on Twitter just for the games now. Like people are loving the people that we got. That being said, gentlemen, we've played 2 games since acquiring these players. We'll eventually have played our 3rd against the Brooklyn Nets tomorrow. But like I said earlier, I'm enjoying these games. Who has been your most, do you guys think has been the most fun player to watch out of everyone that we've gotten?
Just Colin Sexton. Again, I didn't think I was never high on Colin Sexton, but just the energy that he brings, I love. And what I noticed yesterday was that there was a lot of talking on the court yesterday between all the Bulls players. And that's something I didn't see with like the previous roster or anything, like a lot of like communication. And I feel like Sexton brings a lot of communication because that guy's just yapping all the time out there. So more of that, please.
Yeah, they definitely knew what they were doing, miking him up.
Yeah.
I love seeing Sexton talking. Yabusele was like animatedly talking and moving people where they, great pick. Colin Sexton, I like that answer. Scotty B, who's been your favorite player?
Modest Uzelis.
There you go.
Like, I understand that we did not pick him up. He's playing different now. Like, he's kind of taken a more front step of, well, everybody's gone. I don't know who's going to lead this team. I kind of want to be a guy that drives and shoots more. So he seems to be more efficient now, and he seems to be more comfortable. He's not, I don't know. I think he's playing better without Kobe, without Vooch, without Ayo. But I think he's been playing pretty well. But with the guys that we got, it's Sexton. He's the best guy we picked up. Like, Simons is good, but he chucks too many threes. And that we don't need that. I would much rather have someone that Sexton is basically Ayo, but older, and he's a better floor general. So yeah, and having him mic'd up was genius yesterday.
That's what I'm saying, man. Sexton was always that person, though. I mean, even in Utah, he was that aggressive, like, alpha, outspoken extrovert personality. It was like they knew what they were doing. It's kind of like back in the 90s when, like, Jordan would drop 50, but somehow Dennis Rodman always got the post-game interview. Like, you knew what you were doing. You knew you're going to hear something good. Like, you're going to get some really good speech from Mike, but you're going to get some good media from Dennis. My favorite player is going to be Rob Dillingham. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, my favorite player to watch has been Anfernee Simons. And more so just because of the fact that man started his career in Portland under the great Damian Lillard. He's got a lot of Dame in him. His shot is so smooth, but more importantly, that man came in and slid into the starting role, and he really molded well to that first group very, very well. I'm not taking any credit away from Jaden Ivey. I really like Jaden Ivey. I still think that he's got some learning to do, and obviously the fact that he's been injured, a very terrible injury that he had, broken, fibula, it's going to take him time to develop. But I love everything about Anfernee Simons' game. Like, his smooth he comes off the screens very smooth. Yeah, he takes his threes, but you know what? That man can hit those threes. He's going to have his off games. It's like Kobe, like you said. There's going to be games where Kobe hits 6 threes. In fact, Anfernee Simons' first game, 6 threes. But then there's going to be games where Kobe hits 3 and chucks up 10 shots. I just hope that he's going to be a player that recognizes my shot isn't falling. I better get my teammates involved. That's all. And unfortunately, I just don't see him staying into next year. I hope we can find a way to keep Simons, but he makes way too much money. And I already know that we just experienced it this trade deadline. The Bulls don't like giving paydays out, so I'm going to enjoy the next 28 games of watching Anfernee Simons play. So, but gentlemen, let's not forget about our Bulls on the bench. Let's not forget about the Bulls who have been there. Josh Giddey, Zach Collins, Trey Jones. What is their fate? Do you think they come back this season?
I was wondering.
Do you think they stay?
Yeah, I was wondering that. Well, just watching the game last night, like, is our plan to like just shut Giddey down for the rest of the season?
Well, great question. What do you think? I don't know why my tone of voice changed, but
I don't know any. I honestly don't know, and at this point, I don't care, because like if you're trying to lose games, shut them down. Fine, whatever. But at the same time, like, this is Giddey's first full year with the Bulls, right?
Second.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. So never mind. I was going to say, give him a full season to continue to gel with the team, but plus half these guys are probably going to be gone in the offseason anyways. You know what? If they sit Giddey, fine. It's whatever.
I see where you're going with that. I like that direction. Scotty B, what's going to happen to these 3 players? Do you sit Giddey? Are we going to see Zach Collins?
Zach Collins
is Trey
gone.
Jones the best dressed man on the bench with that Duke jacket? All that and more to be found out with Scott's answer. Go ahead, Scott.
In the next 3 seconds.
Josh and Trey will be back. Jalen Smith will also be back at some point. But Zach Collins, I wouldn't be surprised if they just cut him.
No, I think they're going to just shut him down for the season.
Or just let him walk.
Yeah, Billy already said that he's not going to be back before the All-Star break, which is actually next week. He hasn't been healthy for more than like 20 games.
He's only played 10.
His whole NBA Bulls career. Something like that.
This year, he's only played 10.
He can't stay healthy. There's no reason to
Yeah.
bring him back. If I guess keep him on the roster, he's gone after this year. They're not going to bring him back. I think Josh and Trey, they'll bring him back because they're both here next year. So they're going to re-sign some of these players. So they're going to want to get them out there with the team and learn how to play with them. Jalen Smith will definitely be back too. But both of them have hamstring injuries, and Trey Jones is the one I'm worried about because that guy's a slasher, and with a hamstring injury, it's hard to come back from.
Yeah. Honestly, I like that they're doing that. Like, honestly, Zach Collins has played 10 games, but he's already kind of established himself as had a fair share of injuries. So, I mean, he's only played 10 games up to this point. So who knows? Maybe the Bulls plan on, you know what? If you're already injury prone and you're on an expiring contract, maybe we're not going to take the gamble on you. I mean, Giddey, you do still have to play him because he is your point guard for the future. So he's going to have to see where he's going to have to test this system out. Because let's just face it, this is Josh Giddey's team now. It's no longer that question of, is it Kobe? Is it Vooch? This is Josh Giddey's team. So him being I don't want to say the leader, but him being the alpha, he needs to see how these players fit on the court and where these players are and how to hit them in stride. So I don't think he's going to get shut down for this season. Trey Jones, I mean, honestly, I can see Trey Jones being used in trade over the summer.
Trade
just
bait.
because trade bait. Yeah, we have Rob Dillingham now. Like, I'm not saying they're the same. Dude. But
that's wild that you would even say, well, Trey Jones and Rob Dillingham will ever be anything like that.
No, I'm not saying that.
No, Trey Jones is definitely a better
same.
player, and I don't think Rob
Yes.
Dillingham will ever be up to the level of Trey Jones. Like, really,
Correct.
Rob Dillingham, I don't ever see him being more than a back of the bench point guard.
Correct. But here's the thing: who's the backup point guard to Josh Giddey
Right now? Trey Jones.
Or active, like
Okay.
active, or what are you talking about?
Who's the backup shooting guard to Jaden Ivey?
Well, Simons will
probably
move
be
over to
Simons
2, and then
or
Ivey will move to the
Simons will be
bench.
gone.
Huh?
Simons probably is not coming back next year.
We might
Okay.
have Sexton.
So you're going to have Sexton and then Jaden Ivey, or interchangeable.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just saying that they're grooming Rob Dillingham to be the future backup point guard on this team. They're seeing what he
but
has.
you just
Yeah, I
signed
think
Trey
they're-
Jones. Why would you get rid of him?
Why would you trade him? Because he's a great backup point guard, and I can see a lot of
Teams do
calling
want
the
him.
Bulls about him.
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that.
That's why. And that's the only reason why.
Okay.
Yeah,
Our
I mean,
backup shooting guard next year will be Ayo Dosunmu, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude,
you think he's coming
hope-
back?
I hope
No
we
way.
go out and
No, he
re-sign
won't.
him.
I really hope he stays
I hope
in
he stays
Minnesota and wins a bunch of championships.
Yes.
Oh, I'm selfish.
Thank you. Like I said earlier, Bulls fans, that the fact that we're pissed for him instead of happy that man is very selfish. And I don't mean like a bad selfish. It's like, be happy for the man. He went out and bettered his life. That's like us leaving our current job and getting a better job, but then everyone at that job is pissed that they don't see us anymore. It's like, he went on to better things. Bulls are a mediocre team. He's a phenomenal player. I'm not repeating myself, but I'm happy that he's in Minnesota. It could have been worse. He could be in like Utah. But
Minnesota.
gentlemen, we got a game yesterday, when the time of this recording, it's Monday. We play the Brooklyn Nets. And I'm actually excited for this game because you can argue that the last 2 games that the Bulls have played, they've all been against pretty tough opponents, and opponents that would have otherwise, I think it's safe to say they would have otherwise beat us if we would have had the players that we lost, Ayo, Kobe, Vooch. Let's just say that we would have lost these 2 games regardless. But now we play a team like the Brooklyn Nets, a pretty, I want to say, a beatable opponent.
A tanking team.
We'll say that, yes.
I mean, it is what it is.
So, what are your predictions? Do you anticipate to see some breakthrough performances? Do we win or lose? What do you think?
I'm not gonna. I don't think anyone's gonna like break out or anything like that. But I think we're gonna win. Some people are probably gonna be pissed about that because the tankathon with this current squad, but yeah, we're going to win because the Nets want to lose more.
Okay. That makes sense. Scotty B, we win or lose?
I don't know what this team is, but I don't. Well, if we're going to lose because Michael Porter Jr. is probably going to drop 40 on us.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we always play so bad against bad teams.
I'm
So
surprised.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just Michael Porter Jr. He's in the perfect spot.
Any standout performances besides
Probably
MPJ?
from Michael Porter.
I have no clue. I hope Ivey actually settles down and has a good game, because that's the guy I really want to have a good game.
Yeah, I want him to succeed here in Chicago. I really do.
Yeah, but
And I could see why you say that.
we'll see. I have a feeling that Colin Sexton will be the starting shooting guard.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's
Okay,
a possibility
I can see
that Sexton may be on Porter. They put him, he was playing defense against Jokic for a while yesterday. And guess
That
what?
was
He was doing a pretty good
wild.
job.
Young
Mhm.
Bull.
Because I could see players like Sexton just being I don't want to say a pest, but
No, he's a little pest.
yeah, you're gonna get the best of him, but he's gonna make his presence known.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say we beat him. I like what you said about Sexton. Unfortunately I can see him replacing Simons in the starting rotation, not as a permanent spot, but just as a trial. The thing with this team is we have so many new players, we have so many options. You're going to see a bunch of different lineups, and you're going to, we had the same lineup for 3-4 years, and Billy still didn't figure out the lineup. So you're definitely going to see a lot of new lineups. As far as breakthrough performances, I could see Colin Sexton having a really good game. Like you said, I can see him having a really, really good game. Jaden Ivey, they're so high on him that I hope that he pans out. Again, it's up to us as fans to have patience. I mean, the man's coming off of an injury, and he's on a new team. It's going to take him some time. So I'm not really upset. Breakthrough performance, I want to see more Nick Richards. I like what I saw with Nick Richards. I think that Nick Richards could be a good piece going forward. I don't want to say a key piece, but I think that'll be under a good asset going forward. So, but I'm excited, man. I like I said, I love watching this team. I said it. We all said it when we first started the show. I don't care if we go out there and lose every single game, as long as we look good doing it. And it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but at the same time, I'm not about tanking. I hate tanking. I think every NBA team should go out there and try every attempt to win the game. But if they can't, at least show some fight, show some improvement, and show some direction. And the direction part, I don't know. The fight, absolutely. And the improvement, these players have played together, 2 games, and have known each other less than a week, and we already look pretty gelled on the court. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but I'm liking where this is going. Strike me down. I don't care. Gentlemen, it's time for Sal Bassagories. Scott could not make Scottagories this week. He had other arrangements, so he asked me to take the reins on this horse and do the Scottagories, for lack of better words. So I got 3 Scottagories for you, one of which Scott's really going to like. I feel like he's going to excel. And the other ones, I think that it's pretty fair. So if you're ready, we can move on to Scottagories.
I'm ready.
All right, Dan, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I didn't do this intentionally. However, because Ayo Dosunmu was a very, very coveted part in Chicago Bulls history, because he's from Chicago, drafted by Chicago, and played for Illinois, I want you guys to list me off until you either complete the list or somebody loses, the players who have at one point played for the University of Illinois.
That are also Chicago Bulls?
No, just NBA players who have played for the University of Illinois.
Oh, I don't know.
They can be active or
Scott's gonna crush me with this. Eric, no, my guy, I almost said Eric Gordon. No, it's not him.
He almost played for Illinois.
He almost did.
Almost
did.
I literally just said the first one.
Ayo?
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to start with Ayo.
All right.
feel like
Go
it's
ahead.
gimmick.
Then who do you got?
No, I'll say I.
Who do I have?
Okay.
Kendall
Scott?
Gill. Kendall Gill.
Kendall Gill was. He played in 1990 is when he was drafted. All right.
It's gonna be such
Dan
a
Gracie?
short. Darren Williams, did he play for Illinois?
Darren Williams was drafted in the NBA in 2005 and played in Illinois.
I'm done now.
Scotty
I don't
B?
know anymore.
Terrence Shannon Jr.
Terrence Shannon Jr. was drafted in 2024 and is currently on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We do have the possibility of seeing the Illini backcourt in Ayo Dosunmu and Terrence Shannon Jr. Dan Gracie,
Pass.
there is no passing.
Oh, Kobe did? I thought Kobe didn't go to.
No. I meant there's no passing your turn.
Let's see. I honestly have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. Sean
Okay.
Marion.
Sean Marion, I think, did he go to Michigan, Scott? Michigan State? I don't know where the Matrix went, but he didn't go to Illinois, so that's incorrect. Scotty B, one more to win it.
Look this up.
I'm trying to remember. I know D Brown played I think he played. I'm pretty sure he played for the Jazz. D Brown.
Final answer?
Yes, D Brown.
D Brown was drafted to the NBA in 2006. He played for the Phoenix Suns, Utah Jazz, and Washington Wizards. D Brown is correct. He actually played on that Illinois team that made it to the national championship.
Was
that was a phenomenal team.
Luther Head? Is he on that
Luther
list?
Head. Yep. So
Augustine.
keep going.
Kendrick Nunn?
Yep.
Yeah,
James Augustine.
Kedrick Nunn was on Illinois.
Duh,
Kendrick
Myers Leonard.
Yeah, Miles Leonard.
You guys are looking it up now?
Myers
Yeah, no, I
Leonard's the
looked it
kid.
up.
He was the center. He actually he made a
Brandon
play at
Paul.
Illinois to beat number one. I think Ohio State was number one at that point. It was either Illinois or I'm trying to remember some other players.
Did you say Brandon Paul?
Oh, I forgot about Brandon Paul.
I don't
Did
forgot
Brandon
about
Paul
that kid.
play? He was
In
on
the
the
NBA?
Spurs for a bit.
Yeah, that's who
Brandon
we got.
Paul got drafted to the Spurs.
Yeah.
All it is NBA drafted players. That's all.
NBA drafted players. Kendrick Nunn was not drafted. He just played. I know.
Well, NBA players who have put their feet on an NBA court sporting an NBA logo.
That's it. That's all
Okay.
I got.
So currently playing, I mean, they don't really divulge currently playing, but you got Kasparas, Yakachonis, however you say it.
Oh, I
Will
forgot
Riley,
about him.
Terrence Shannon
He's
Jr.,
really good.
Terrence Shannon Jr., Brandon Podziemski, Ayo Dosunmu, Kendrick Nunn, Malcolm Hill, Mike Henry, Brandon Paul, Myers Leonard, James Augustine, D. Brown, Luther Head, and Roger Powell, and Darren Williams. Phenomenal team that was in Illinois. Brian Cook, Robert Archibald, and then there's a long list of multiple unknowns. I'm going to say Kendall Gill, Nick Anderson, and one name that if you're close to the Chicago Bulls organization, no, Jerry Sloan. Jerry
That's
Sloan
right.
went to University of Illinois. And perhaps one of the greatest announcers, I do believe he coached the Bulls as well, the late, great Johnny Redker went to the University of Illinois. A lot of relatively known players. Obviously, Illinois doesn't really carry the aura that like your Duke, your UNC, and your Kentucky, but we do produce some
It's a
quality
solid
players.
basketball
Wait
program.
till Illinois might have the best team they've ever had right now.
Okay.
Their team
Okay.
is so good. And their center's 7'2", so I know you'd love that, Sal.
Yeah, I'll have to look.
Yeah,
So-
they have like 4 players or 5 players from the Baltic. It's great.
Okay. So, gentlemen, the Olympics are going on, and they're going on in Milan,
Mhm.
as you know.
Mhm.
Milan is in Italy.
Yes,
I happen to be Italian.
very
I
good.
got my little espresso cup right here. So, with the Olympics being in Italy and being in Milan and me being Italian, I thought I want to test my co-host knowledge and see if they could list off every single Italian basketball player who've played in the NBA. I have a list in
can't.
front of me. This is per the website Real GM, and this is players from Italy in the NBA since 1946, 1947. And Scott, since you won, Can you name
Can't think of
the
any right now.
Italianos?
Yes,
Can you name the Italianos? What do you got?
I
yes.
can't think of any.
Bulls legend Marco Bellinelli.
Marco Bellinelli
yeah.
played on the Atlanta Hawks, the Charlotte Hornets, or Bobcats rather, the Chicago Bulls. Then there's a lot of other teams: San Antonio Spurs, Toronto, Philadelphia, and New Orleans Pelicans. Very good.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. He played for New York and Toronto. I think he was the number 1 pick. I forgot his name though. It was like Andre, it started with a B. I don't remember his name though. I don't remember his name. He wasn't very good.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Do you know who I'm talking about? You know who I'm talking about, right?
So, yes.
It's like
Andrea Bargnani.
Yeah, Bargnani.
Number 1 overall pick. Played for New York Knicks, Toronto Raptors, and the Brooklyn Nets.
I could not remember his name.
Scotty B.
Gallinari.
Danilo Gallinari had played for the Atlanta Hawks, Denver Nuggets, Detroit Pistons, LA Clippers, Milwaukee, New York, Washington, and OKC. There for a while, he was just known as that guy that you can throw in to make the trade package a little better. Still a quality player, but more for his name.
Was Pablo Prigioni, was he Italian?
Pablo Prigioni was from Argentina. That is incorrect.
I'm sorry. I'm also sorry if that offended you.
I'm very offended.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not offended at
I'm
all.
sorry. I honestly cannot think of any Italian players. Gallinari, like I should have known Gallinari, but I cannot think of any.
There's a couple playing right now.
I don't know them.
Okay. Scotty B.
I am trying to remember. Yeah, I'm
No,
drawing a
that's not-
blank.
Okay.
Don't Google it.
Oh,
I
one for the win, Scott.
already gave up.
Don't Google it, because if he gets it wrong, you get back in.
He already Googled it.
No, I didn't. I haven't hit enter. It's just sitting there.
I cannot get any. I keep thinking like Baltic players. Like
I'll give you a hint. We just saw one the other day.
for some reason, I kept thinking Jonas Valanciunas was Italian, and I know he's not.
No, not even close.
Does it go?
Italian. Kobe Bryant.
See,
He
okay.
speaks Italian.
Yeah.
The thing is, he's not on this list, but
I don't think he
this
is
technically
Italian.
He's not Italian.
his dad played in the Italian league.
Yeah.
He spoke very fluent Italian, including made a really good commercial about him speaking Italian. But unfortunately, he was not from Italy like the rest of these players were, or had any like Italian descent relatives. So unfortunately, he's not on this list as an Italian. But if it was up to me, I would say he's an honorary Italian. Absolutely. So, but that's incorrect. Dan Gracie, back in the game. If you can't get it, it's considered a wash, and we go to the next one.
Grady Dick.
Grady Dick is 100% not Italian. He might be. I haven't done a 23andMe on him, so he might be, whatever. But no. So nobody wins this one. Gentlemen, this is just going to be a list of, let's watch the Italian use his accent on this. Marco Bellinelli, you said. Andrea Bargnani, you said. Travis Diener. Fabrizio Alberto. Danilo Gallinari. Luigi Dattomi. Reggie Jackson.
The super
Nicola
Italian
Melli.
is Reggie Jackson.
Simone Fontecchio. We saw Simone Fontecchio the other day. Again, he plays for Miami.
Or plays for Miami.
Stefano Ruscioni, Vincenzo Esposito, Hank Biasetti, Nico Manninen. Here's one that you guys didn't get.
Is it
Paolo Banchero.
Pablo
Is he Italian?
Pancaro. Maybe
He
I got my
plays on Team
Pablo.
USA,
Paolo
doesn't he?
Banchero is 100% Italian. Well, he's not 100%. He is absolutely Italian.
I found one that's
and
gonna
then
piss me
finally-
off.
Tristan Vukovic.
Mike D'Antoni.
Mike D'Antoni.
D'Antoni never played in the NBA.
He's
But
yeah,
yes.
he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Did
sure.
he play in the NBA?
Yeah, pretty sure
He
did.
played
Or
for
did he play
the Kansas City
overseas?
Kings.
Was that an
Was
ABA
that,
team?
was that ABA or was that NBA?
He played for the Spurs too.
Ooh,
Or did he coach the Spurs?
No, he played for the Spurs in 1976.
Well,
It's just did
you better
Mike.
write an angry message to realgm.com because they don't have him on here.
He's Italian American. I don't know if that matters. He's probably not from Italy.
He's probably
Well,
he's.
I don't think Paolo Banchero is from Italy. I think his mom or dad is just 100% Italian. So no one wins. Anyway, Gentlemen, our final Scottagory here is another Olympic inspired Scottagory, and that is, as of the 2026 Winter Olympic Games, which country holds the record for most gold medals in the Olympic Games, just in the Winter Olympics? Give me the top 5 countries who lead in gold medals.
And
Like all time?
does it have to be in order?
All time. No, just
Okay.
of the top 5 of the top 5 countries, who has the most gold medals?
In the winter, I'm gonna say,
Just Winter Olympics.
in no order, I'm gonna say USA, Canada.
Just one. Hold on.
Just
One team.
Just one team. Okay,
Just
I thought you wanted
basically,
like, the top
can you
5.
guys name the top 5? Like, give me one of the top 5. There's
Okay.
been 5.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna say USA then, since I already said it first.
USA is currently second all time with 114.
Yeah, the USA usually does not win the Winter Olympics medal.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Nordic country, I want to say. So it's going to be
Norway.
I want to say Norway is on there.
Final answer.
Yes.
Norway is currently first with 148
That's right.
medals,
Yeah.
gold medals.
Yeah,
fucking
because
crazy.
You guys-
they usually win like the skiing
Mhm.
and
Mm.
like speed skating's pretty big with them. Actually, I know who wins with speed skating, so
Now
The Switzerland.
Switzerland is not a part of the top 5.
Okay.
Scotty B for the win and for the Scottagory, whatever the heck you want to call it, crown.
Should've-
I could either go
Yeah.
Baltic or I can either go no.
Scott is very Baltic
Man,
today.
first of all,
Everything
Japan
Baltic.
Japan's so good at the snowboarding. Those kids are so
Yeah.
good. They're really good at
Yeah.
skateboarding too.
Yeah.
And it's always like this 16-year-old kid that's tiny as hell. That is
It's
crazy.
insane.
But I know the Netherlands is really good at speed skating, like obnoxiously good at speed skating.
So what's your final answer?
I'm going to say the Netherlands.
The Netherlands are not in the top 5
Okay.
of most gold medals of all time.
Okay, I have another
Dan
guess then.
Gracie, you have a chance to steal.
Canada.
Canada is 5th all time with 77 gold medals.
How many of those are hockey?
Where's Denmark?
Denmark is not on the list.
I win.
Dan Gracie wins.
Oh my god.
So from top to bottom, the top 5 countries with the most gold medals of all time in the Winter Olympic Games: Norway with 148, the United States with 114, Germany with 112. This says the Soviet Union, and I'm just going to leave it saying the Soviet Union because I don't want to say
that makes
Russia or
sense.
anything like that. But Soviet Union says 78, and then Canada is right behind them with 77. So you guys both win. We end a tie. You each win a game. Unless you guys want to answer a trivia question to find out who the real winner is.
Okay. It's up to
Okay.
Scott.
I don't care. Go for it.
Gold medal.
Michael
All
Phelps.
right. Give me
Steve
1 second
Nash.
to find it.
Steve Nash is the answer.
It is not Steve Nash. All right. Here's my trivia question. Which country holds the most gold medals in the history of the Olympic Games, summer and winter?
I'm gonna go
First one to answer.
The U.S.
Japan. But yeah, well,
Correct. Scott Berman wins. The United States has over 1,200 gold medals between the summer and the winter games. Very good. Very good. Very good. All right. Well, that was Scottagories. Very, very Olympic inspired Scottagory, whatever we want to call them.
Sal, who
Categories.
who is leading the medal count right now? Do you know?
Who's leading the medal count? I don't
As
know.
of
I
right
don't
now.
watch the Olympics.
Italy has 7. They are leading.
Damn right we do. Damn right.
no.
Hold on,
Home
let me use the
country
bathroom.
advantage. Italians are, I swear, they're cheating.
And so that was Scottagories, a very Sal Bass inspired Scottagories. So very well done, gentlemen. Scotty B winning at the buzzer with the tiebreaker. That was our first ever tiebreaker here on Scottagories. But gentlemen, we have reached that sad time of the day where we got to say goodbye to the Bulls fans, the Horniacs, and say our final thoughts. So with that being said, Dan Gracie, final thoughts. What do you got?
That I need to pay more attention to college basketball and Illinois basketball specifically. So,
well, I'm not going to ask you guys again. It's not going to be another Scotty.
I don't know, man. I gotta be prepared.
You should still watch Illinois. They have a chance to win the national championship this year, even though they did lose to Michigan State, which that was a way better game than the.
I try to watch
game
college
yesterday.
basketball like every like 3 to 4 years. I try to get into college basketball, and it fails every single time.
Usually that's when I pay attention is like there's like
The
this year
tournament.
I'm paying attention because AJ DeBansa, like that's the only reason why I'm paying attention. Scotty B, final thoughts.
I don't know. I'm starting a new project. It's going to be another
Okay.
podcast. We're starting in our first recording is in March. We aren't 100% sure all the details, but it's going to be based around the book Primal Hunter, which everybody should read / listen to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those
Can I-
choose your own adventure.
No,
books,
it is not a choose your own adventure book. It is.
What is it? A lit RPG book?
It's a
or
lit
whatever it is?
RPG.
Isn't it
It's-
loosely based off D&D?
It's somewhat D&D rules, but it's its own thing.
Okay.
But it's such a good book.
Okay. We look forward to that. And when you get it out, link everybody so we can go support you. I'm gonna actually have to go. I need to do more reading, man. Like I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I need to like hone my actual reading skills. I actually read at like a second grade level. And not because I don't
That's
know how to
terrible.
pronounce words.
That's
It really is. I'm very ashamed to admit that
bad.
like well, hold on, reading books. Like I can read signage and I could read like if I have to read like a contract or something like that, I can read it. But like books, I'll finish a book in like a year. I know people that can finish a book in 2 days. And
Yeah.
I read
Alex.
very slow.
Try using your tablet to read.
I've
Yeah.
done that. The thing is, I don't know what it is. Every time I'm reading, my mind will get busy and then I will lose track of what I read.
Yeah.
And then I have to go back and I read so slow that
So
I mean,
start with comic books, just because you can look at the pictures too. So
okay.
no,
Okay,
really,
fine.
it really is.
I
It's
mean-
like start with comic books. You're gonna get it's shorter reading. You can get through them
Mhm.
pretty quickly. Like
Mhm.
you can cruise through a 150-page comic book in a couple hours or like an hour or so.
Yeah.
But like it'll get you into reading more.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what honestly worked
It's
for
most of
me,
it's
and
shot
I don't want
down.
this to be, I don't want this to be the episode of Hooked on Phonics for Sal Bass, but that's testing my age there. For those of you who know Hooked on for those of you who know Hooked on Phonics,
Next
you know,
week's
you know,
guest,
but-
LeVar Burton.
Floyd Mayweather. Teach Sal Bass and Floyd Mayweather how to read a book. No, but the Goosebumps books. I know they're like out of my age range. Everyone loved the Goosebumps series growing up, so those are relatively short, and if I read them, I can burn through a Goosebumps book pretty quick. It's like Harry Potter and all those like 500, 600, 700 pages. I put my cap on a book at 300 to 400 pages. Anything over that, no chance in hell. I'll listen to it.
Go read Lord of the Rings.
I will not do that. That's okay.
Great book series.
Lord of the Rings, I have no interest in it. Like I'm not disrespecting it.
No,
I just-
you're fine. I
have no
I don't
interest
give a
in it.
shit.
Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen the movies. So
Now I'm offended.
anyway, what do I got? I don't want to say anything because it's not official yet, but we're expecting some big things here at the Horns Over Hoops. It's not been finalized yet. We're working out the details right now, but we're going to be moving on to bigger and better things as a group here, and we're ever expanding. Once we get the details hammered out, we will be releasing it publicly to you listeners. And with that, I say I thank you all for supporting us for the past 2+ years of us being on the air and finally getting recognized as being told we're doing something great. It's one thing, like when we started this show, it was never a matter of let's see how big this can get. It was literally just we're going to put out a product, and if you like listening to it, cool. You know what I mean? But mainly we used it to talk with each
Just
other
to hang out.
after, yeah, just hanging out. But after hearing that not only is our hangout enjoyable, but people like gravitate towards it, it's a really beautiful feeling. And I thank all of our supporters who made what's about to possibly happen possible. Details to follow. As soon as I know and we hammer it out, I will let everybody know. Please go watch our shorts, watch our YouTube videos, join the Bulls HQ Discord. Shout out to Guilty, puts on a phenomenal Discord. We meet a lot of great people in there. And that's all I got. So with that being said, Bulls fans and Horniaks, we encourage you to keep your hoops high and your horns higher. See red, go Bulls, and good night, everybody.